Peace and blessings. It's Saturday, July the 20th, the year 2019. I got a letter here from a prisoner by the name of Travis M. Carroll. He's in Santa Rosa Correctional Institution in Milton, Florida. His address will be on the screen. I don't make any claims about him one way or the other. This is the first letter that I've ever received. I'm simply going to read it. I will scan it, and I'll put his address in the list of other prisoners who are requesting Christian pen pals. So I'm going to read his letter. Let's go ahead and do that. He wrote it on the 29th of June. It's now July the 20th, so it took me a while to get around to this. It says, Rudy, hey, how are you doing? My friend gave me this address and said to write you a story and that you'd post it and maybe someone would write to me. Now, as I was contemplating stories, I figured it's best to start with page 13 one, especially since I'm not too sure how loose I can get with the stories. So here goes. This is a story of the one and only time I went hunting. What's up? Nothing, just chilling. What are you doing tonight? Hanging out? What's up? You want to go gator hunting? With who? Me and Kyle. Where? Off the C-18 behind Jungle Trails. We'll put in at the cattle bridge. All right, when are we going? We'll be there in an hour. Ain't Kyle got school? No school tomorrow, teacher planning day or something. All right, I need to bring anything? You got any bud? Yeah. All right, we're going to stop and get a 12-pack. That's the extent of the call that took place on Thursday night about 10 p.m. I really know better. This call is from Ryan, and every time I go on one of these adventures with Ryan, something bad always happens. But I'm 16 and trying to struggle my way up the social ladder, so I acquiesce. They pick me up in Kyle's silver Ford Ranger at about 10:45, and we head back to Kyle's. Kyle lives out in the sticks, and at the end of his dirt road is a wooded area where we sometimes throw keg parties at or go camping called Jungle Trails. Through the woods is C-18 and a low bridge going over it called the Cattle Bridge. We pull up at Kyle's. What we're doing is totally illegal, but Kyle's dad is down with the lick because he wants us to see if we can score a nice 6-foot gator, a 6-footer. Any bigger than that and the meat gets tough. He's lending us this real pretty wood and chrome .22 and a scope on it, his pride and joy. We put the 11 or 12 foot John boat in the bed of the Ranger, tie it down real good, add a cooler and a couple of flashlights, outboard motor and trolling motor, and we're off. At Jungle Trails, we gotta drag all this stuff through the woods because it's real sandy and the truck will get stuck. It's a pain in the ass and we gotta make a couple of trips. The motor's just too heavy. Don't forget the beer. Now, I don't drink, but drinking is part of Kyle and Ryan's religion, so they crack a couple and I pack up a bowl as we settle into the boat. How far do we go? Far. How far? Till we don't hear any dogs barking. That far ends up being about a 2-hour ride. Past North Lake, past PGA, ending up somewhere way out past Seminole Pratt. So how do you hunt them? You just shine the light over the water. You see a little pink spot. That's the eye. Then what? When we get to where there's a bunch, we'll cut off the motor and troll right up to them. They don't swim away? Only the real big ones. By the time we get there, Kyle and Ryan are half in the bag. I'm just stoned a little and a little anxious. When I shine the light across the top of the water, all I see is little pink spots. The canal is infested with gators. They're everywhere. Most of them are babies. Cut the motor. We troll up to the first gator. It's about 3 or 4 feet. It's just a sitting duck in the light. The boat pulls right up alongside it, and it's just as still as a stone, like we can't see it or something. Ryan shoulders the rifle and has me hold the flashlight behind him so he can see through the scope. Bam! That's it. That's it. What do we do now? Find another one. What about this one? What about it? We're not keeping it? Nope. Why not? Too small. So why did you shoot it? What do you mean? The whole process is repeated again a second time with Kyle shooting. Then it's my turn. I'm having a little conflict of soul. I guess I can't see any point in killing something just to kill it. If I kill one, I want to make some boots or a belt or something. So I feign that I can't see through the scope and finally just give up and let Ryan shoot it. I'm sure they thought I was a pussy, but I didn't care. By now, though, the beer's gone, so the party's over. We head back home. Ryan's driving, and he's in the bag, so he decides to have a little fun with me as we come to the PGA bridge. He's swearing back and forth in the canal, asking, "Hey, Trav, which one you want to go through? This one jerks right, or this one jerks right." He's referring to the pylons under the bridge. 2 sets of pylons create 3 tunnels you can go through. So he's swerving back and forth as we get closer. Then time slows down. He's heading straight at a pylon and makes to jerk left. When he does, the clamps on the outboard snap and the motor slides down to the left, lifting the whole right side where I'm sitting up out of the water. The boat hits the pylon and I get thrown about 10 feet from the boat that's capsizing. I remember the pylon said the water was 16 feet deep. I hit the water and I'm sinking. It's winter and I got steel-toe boots, long jeans, flannel shirt. I can feel weeds grabbing at my feet. I'm thinking, this is what I get for killing defenseless creatures. I'm going to get ate by a gator. I can see the boat. It's upside down and Ryan and Kyle are on top of it yelling for me. I can't yell back because I can barely keep my head out of the water. Every chance I get to come up, I got to breathe. Ryan finally sees me and jumps in the water. He grabs the boat and stretches out his legs for me to grab. My limbs are so waterlogged and heavy it takes what seems like a lifetime to get to him. I finally get up on the boat and they're asking if I'm alright. I go to cussing Ryan out. "You effing idiot, I almost drowned." I remember something I once heard about hypothermia, and since we're all shaking because of the cold, so I reckon it applies. Take off the wet clothes or we'll die of hypothermia. We strip down to our jeans. Ryan jumps in the water and pulls us to the shore. Kyle's muttering incoherencies about his dad's gun. He actually wants to dive down and find it. Just as we get out of the water, the engine raises up out of the water and of its own volition drives about 20 feet and drops back into the water. We're standing on the side of PGA way out west smoking cigarettes to stay warm, hitchhiking. We get a ride back to Ryan's, then to Kyle's, then finally home. Needless to say, I never answered late calls from Ryan again. My name's Travis M. Carroll. I'm 39. I've been locked up since 2008. I've got about 59 years mandatory left. I'm not a political prisoner. I'm a drug addict who killed 2 people during the Oxycontin era. P.S. The same friend who gave me this address asked me to give him one of my songs so he could post it on your site, but I never heard back about it. The song was called Why Won't You Come Home? Was it posted under my name? Thanks, God bless. Wassail. Travis M. Carroll, number B07468, Santa Rosa Correctional Institution, F12030L, 5850 East Milton Road, Milton, Florida, 32583.